With all the drama lately online about Airbnb's runaway cleaning fees, have you ever thought to yourself, well, what if I just didn't charge a cleaning fee and I just added all the money to my base price and go from there? It's a valid question because even Brian Chesky released a statement saying that he's going to tackle runaway cleaning fees and try to re-win some market share by undoing some of this negative media about cleaning fees. Now, you wouldn't be the first person to ask this question. Matt, in our comments section, thank you, Matt, for this comment, because you just sparked probably what I think to be one of the coolest conversations that we could have on this channel about running an Airbnb business. The answer to this question is some of you can get away, maybe even benefit from not charging a cleaning fee, but not all of you. The reason why is because a short-term rental property is not the same as a hotel. Hotels get away with not charging a cleaning fee for a very specific reason. And I'm gonna jump into a bigger picture version of this conversation where some of you by the end of this video will choose to not have a cleaning fee, and you're gonna see a huge advantage for it. Some of you will say, wow, okay, I'm stuck with my cleaning fee, but I need to play my other strengths with my property because you're not the same as a hotel, and that can be a good thing, not a bad thing. In this video, I'm gonna show you why your property is way cooler than a hotel. And even though you might not be able to compete on fees all the time, you can totally outfox your competition. All right, let me format this video for you. There are reasons why you're better than a hotel, and every Airbnb, every short-term rental is better than a hotel, but also costs more money to clean. A lot of these things make it more expensive to clean. It's just how this industry works. And we need to play our strengths if we're gonna beat the hotel industry and get more bookings, right? And it doesn't matter how you came to have your property. If you're the owner of the property, if you co-host, if you do arbitrage, this video is for all of you. Let's start with the basics. Your property likely has a full kitchen, stovetop, oven, full-size fridge. You've probably adorned it with all sorts of cooking supplies. Hotels could never compete with this because you also, second point, you also have more square footage. Hotels are built to maximize the total number of beds per square foot available in a building. Have you ever thought about that? Isn't that kind of strange? Like, wow, that's really the main difference between a short-term rental and a hotel, is that a hotel is built to fit beds in a building, location-based beds, and that's it. Short-term rentals are taking advantage of a home, something that is a home product, and making it transient friendly. And that is why people choose short-term rentals over hotels, is because you're naturally taking a product that feels like home and you're making it available by the night. There's something super charming about that. But your square footage for even a studio apartment being 650 square feet or a house being 3,000 plus square feet, it's a lot of money to clean that, isn't it? Where a hotel has a bed and a countertop and a small bathroom, maybe 300 square foot of space per room. So a hotel's cost for cleaning is going to be way lower than yours. And this is the beginning of the conversation. The sum of you that can get away without charging a cleaning fee, it goes like this. If you have scale, if you have staff, if you're a company like mine and you have hourly housekeepers, if you have 10 or 20 properties in the same building and you can start to do some of the same things that hotels do operationally speaking, you can start to pull this off. Now, I don't want you homeowners to get discouraged, or you co-hosters or you big property people to get discouraged. There is a path to getting to scale and getting to operations too. Now, I have a course called Cracking Superhouse where I mentor people who have 150 properties and a lot of them are houses. And they've gotten to the point where they use my system to hire housekeepers by the hour. They have that same scale and they have this option available. But even with houses, paying people by the hour, you still have a pretty big cleaning cost. So I'm not sure if I would advise going without a housekeeping fee just because you pay your housekeepers by the hour. There's going to be more at play here. In order to really get to that scale with houses, you're going to be making a lot of money. And for those of you making a lot of money already, I kind of have to let you know something. Something cool is happening that I'm working on. I'm making my first formal mastermind. Now, the minimum requirement to join that mastermind is you have to be making $1 million per year in the short-term rental space. Now, the reason why I'm making this mastermind is I have about 1,000 students in my regular mentorship program, and I've since then have made over 50 seven-figure earners, and I need something new for them. So I need somewhere for them to go and get together and do really cool stuff. So there will be a mastermind coming soon. Stay tuned for more of that. I don't even have a sign-up form. You guys with $1 million a year, you can find me, okay? But simply put, it's that kind of scale that allows you to compete with hotels. So if you have 20, 50, 100 doors, and you have the ability to send a housekeeper to 5 or 6 apartments and clean them all in one run, this is how you can get that lower cost of housekeeping. I have 40 doors in one building in Houston, and we can have one housekeeper clean 8 apartments if they're not too messy. The quota for a housekeeper in a hotel is usually around 14 doors a day. That's right, one person will clean 14 hotel rooms in a day, and they're getting paid $15 or less per hour. So imagine in an 8-hour day, for about $100 or $120, 14 doors get cleaned. Their cost per housekeeping is about $10 per door. Your housekeeping is not $10 per door. And this is why a hotel can just charge whatever price they want every single day like clockwork and not have a cleaning fee, because it's minimally different. It's $10. Hotels still do have really cool pricing strategies that they run, where if you book for 3 days, you could get a lower price. Some hotels run these types of pricing strategies. Now, this is something that you can do too. You can run an elegant pricing strategy that gives people a cool discount for 3 or 4 or 5 days, or a week or a month. What you can do that hotels typically cannot do is you can get longer stays. That's something that hotels really have a hard time with nowadays, because there are so many well-priced short-term rentals out there that a monthly stay for a property like a one-bedroom apartment that's furnished, because it has a kitchen, because it has the ability to really make it home, somebody can save so much money on those other expenses, like not going out to eat. They can eat healthier. They can have a gym in their place if they have an apartment complex. They have the room to do yoga in their living room, stuff like that. They can have a lower level of stress and more of a feeling like they belong in the city that they're in. All these extra benefits that come from having a short-term rental here allows us to tap into the weekly and multi-week market in a way that hotels can't. And this is a way that you are all different than hotels. So you can charge a decent premium on a monthly stay, where a hotel would be hard-pressed to keep up with you, because just your base product is so much better than theirs. Something that hotels do that we can't really do easily is retailing. And we're gonna get into this in some future videos here. I'm actually about to partner with a company that specializes in retailing. You can sell stuff out of your home, it's just not so easy. Where a hotel will put bottles of water at a charge. They'll put stuff in the fridge at a charge. They'll have a bar or a restaurant on the first floor. They can really tag a customer 3 or 4 times. In my program, Cracking Super Roast, I do have a section on upselling customers 4 different ways to make a little bit of extra money per customer. And this really helps in slow season. You can sell late checkout, you can sell early check-in. And I know this is controversial to some of you, but that extra money is extra money in your pocket, and people are willing to pay it. And since you are willing to charge for it, if you ever gave it to somebody for free as a concession, you can actually honestly say you're doing them a favor, which is a really cool customer service angle to say, we don't normally do this, but for you, I'm gonna give you this free thing. And so think about charging for stuff. That's gonna be something that you can do to keep up with hotels, and you should be doing it now, if at all possible. For those of you who have the hard truth that you have to charge a cleaning fee because your place is too big, there's stuff that you can do with your place that hotels really can't do. Kind of. They have banquet halls and stuff like that, so they do corporate sales and corporate events, but you can put your place on PEERSPACE. The very door that somebody can sleep in is the same door that somebody could throw a birthday party or a video shoot or conduct a corporate interview. My penthouse here, I have people book for wedding engagements where they propose on my balcony with the Dallas skyline in the back, super cool. We have plenty of music videos. A mariachi band shot a music video at my piano with the Dallas skyline in the background. And so my place is very unique for its look, but one of my good friends, she has a place we call Queen's Landing, and super glam, and she's got her first PEERSPACE coming up like this week, which is cool. So you don't have to have Dallas skyline in the background, you just have a beautiful, well-designed place. And those of you who with beautiful, well-designed places are the ones that have expensive cleaning fees. So consider using something like PEERSPACE and Gigster to start filling up your weekdays and other harder to sell dates with higher margin products like rent by the hour accommodations. Sidebar conversation about my Facebook group. Some of you may know I have a free Facebook group for hosts. It's called the Hosts of Airbnb Automated, because this channel used to be called Airbnb Automated. It's got a little over 45,000 hosts in there now. It is such a cool group that something just happened. There is a person who's been learning for free on my YouTube channel for years. They now have about 150 properties, go them, and they're now teaching. So they're doing education products. And so because they're a teacher, anybody who sells a program, I remove from my free Facebook group, because I've got this no sales requirement for my Facebook group. I got the biggest compliment just now. The person said, hey, I see that you removed me from your free Facebook group. I promise not to sell anything. Could you not kick me out of your free Facebook group, because I get so much value from the group? If you're looking for a testimonial on how good that free Facebook group is, I can't think of anything better than a coach with 150 properties doesn't want to get kicked out of a free group because he's learning so much in a free group, right? So if somebody making $3, $4, or $5 million a year loves a free Facebook group, you should love that free Facebook group too. And there's going to be a link in the description. You can join that. And the reason why this group is so good is because this conversation that we're having right now, these types of comments and questions happen all the time in this Facebook group. Somebody will ask a difficult question, and then 100 hosts will have insightful answers, hosts from all over the world. And we have real conversations, because that Facebook group is actually a group of hosts that watch this type of content and care about the facts and care about best practices. So I invite you, join that group and watch your Airbnb business change for the better. Another way that you can be better than hotels, especially for those of you who are going to be stuck having higher cleaning fees because your properties are larger and it might be harder to scale, is this really weird location factor conversation. See, hotels will build multi-unit buildings somewhere, and they tend to have to be zoned a certain way, something like that. And there are rare opportunities in the United States right now, and probably internationally, but I can't speak on that, where you can pick up properties that were never supposed to be transient accommodations and put them in neighborhoods that are the most charming places that people want to be. So for example, Philadelphia, when I first started in Philadelphia, 2018, the neighborhood was called Northern Liberties. It's just south of Fishtown. Well, Northern Liberties, Fishtown, Kensington has so traditionally been known over the last 20 years to be such a high crime area that hotels would have never built there. They would have never touched it. Old Town, south of Northern Liberties, is probably the closest that a hotel would ever think of getting, right by the Liberty Bell. But now that neighborhood is getting like gentrified, rebuilt, regrown, reinvested into. The neighborhoods are already so densely packed and populated with houses that it's hard for a hotel to go get the land and build a hotel there. It's a huge project. So there are windows of time where upcoming hip neighborhoods, hipster/hip neighborhoods, won't have hotels. They just won't have them because of the nature of that community before the Renaissance era for that community. Northern Liberties is one, East Downtown Houston is one. I know that Nashville's got a neighborhood. I can't remember that. I think Mueller Point in Austin is like this short northeast area that's really location driven. We're finding really good properties there in Austin. There's gonna be properties all over the country in upcoming neighborhoods that won't have hotels, but will have houses, and the houses will be cheap. You can buy the house and do a forced appreciation, which is a great investment opportunity for these upcoming neighborhoods. Or you can work with a landlord that does that and you can rent from them and you get a low rent price because a lot of families still don't want to live in those neighborhoods, if you think about it. Imagine any of you from Houston, imagine trying to move to East Downtown 15 years ago with kids. You wouldn't have done it. Imagine trying to move into Old Kensington right now still with kids. You probably won't want to do that. These neighborhoods will be a little bit more sturdy for the transient community because they're not worried about what school district it is or having their kid wake up every single day in what is most recently a rough neighborhood that's coming back, right? So this is an opportunity to get stuff at a lower cost where you still get really good location, but really good price for the quality. And this is another way that we can be better than hotels because we're scrappier, we can move faster, we can get into a neighborhood faster, we can shoot first and ask later. This is really cool for us as a peer-to-peer product, as this fractionalized, deregulated product. We can do a lot of stuff that hotels can't because they just have so much red tape. They're bigger. Everything that they do times 200, right? 200 doors here, 200 doors there. You can get in with 1 or 2 properties and start making money today somewhere, which is something that hotels can't do. So with that said, consider lowering your housekeeping costs to be more competitive if you can. Go without housekeeping cost. If your property is underperforming and you have a ton of small apartments, try the no housekeeping cost approach, maybe change your life there. Join my free Facebook group because even $1 million performers are begging to stay into that free group because that's super cool. And ask around about cracking Superhost. If you want to start hiring housekeepers by the hour or you want to have a better pricing management strategy to get through slow season, Cracking Superhost is where I do all my best coaching. I coach 4 hours a week live, like this, but Zoom, where you ask me questions and we get to have a conversation every single week, 4 hours a week. With that said, if you have any questions about anything, I think that's my job, right? Talk about anything Airbnb, put them in the comments. Thanks guys, and I'll see you on the other side.